Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm the Amazon Deb. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do well by clicking the red subscribe button down there and turn on your post notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified whenever I post. Today's tutorial is a tutorial of how I make my meat pie. And guys, I felt the meat pie didn't turn out, like as I wanted, but I really didn't figure out what the issue was. And come along as I walk you through how I make this yummy meat pie. Alright, let's get started. Here I have the flour that I'll be making use of, and you guys make sure to please check the description box for the accurate quantity of things I'll be saying right in this video. I have my butter, here is my sugar, here is the baking powder that I'll be making use of, and here are the meat sauces that I'll be making use of. This was what I went in for, and here are just the ingredients. Me showing you the ingredients that I was going to be making use of. Also the garlic, the ginger, the curry, the thyme, and here we have the veggies. I also showed you the baking powder, the one I used that I poured into the plate, and here is also milk. These are pepper. Of course, I love pepper on this channel. If you watch my previous recipe, you know that. And yeah, these are just the other things I'll be making use of to make our yummy meat pie. First off, I go by sieving the flour with a sieve, and you can do this as you please, but actually you want to make sure you're sieving your flour so it can come out well. Then I go in also and I add in my baking powder. Here I add in my sugar also. You can see the 2 teaspoons that I'm making use of, actually like 2.5, but yeah. And also here I go into adding my baking soda, and here I throw in my powder. Guys, I threw in my butter. The butter was so cold. It wasn't supposed to be this cold, and I kept it in the refrigerator, like I kept it in the fridge, and then just brought it out and thought I was going to use it like that. Like, yeah, who does that? It can't work that way. And I had to take it out just so I could go defrost it and break it into smaller pieces to return to this. And here is what we have after I make sure the butter came to room temperature, and I was able to then mix it well into the flour, and here we have it. And guys, you always want to make sure that you've washed your hands to start this process, because yes, it gets messier, and of course you want to use in your hand to make sure that you are getting the butter and the flour mixed together very well. You want to rub everything together so it can all be one. And yeah, this is just me doing all of that. You want to make sure that you actually rub it very well together till they are very fine. Then you go in by adding in the egg, and then you keep rubbing it in together just as you are seeing right now on the screen. Also, while you are forming the dough, you go in to add milk where necessary. You can add as much as you want, and this is just me doing it, and then making sure I keep folding the dough, making sure it really comes together as one. And yeah, I just keep doing it. You actually want to make sure that you are doing it very slowly. So remember, this video is really fast paced, but trust me, I took my time to slowly match everything all together to beat the dough. You don't want to overbeat the dough. And after I worked on my dough, of course, work on it more, carry it to a surface if need be. And when you finally achieve the dough you actually want to wrap it all in and then go store it in the fridge for a little bit. And then let's start with the meat sauce that is going to be in the meat pie. And here I just get my pan, I put oil and onions to just to get the aroma going, and I add in the meat sausage that I was going to be using. And here's the meat sausage. So I decided to break it further, and I decided to actually kind of fry it first before I boil it, if it made sense. Or let me try and fry it a little bit. So this is me frying it and adding the ingredients, the spices into it. And after I fried just a little bit, I also went into adding more water to start the boiling process. When it has boiled and the meats are really dry, you also want to go in and throw in your chopped potatoes, sweet potatoes into it with your carrot and your onions and your pepper if you want. This was my scotch bonnet that I threw into it at the moment, and I added a little bit of water just so it can all cook again together, because right now I actually didn't boil my sweet spot and potatoes, so I needed it all to boil together. And after, you know, the water has dried out, of course the water won't completely go out, so what you need to do is you pour in your flour or your cornstarch. I didn't have cornstarch this day, so I had my flour, so I just poured in my flour just to thicken it and drain out the remaining water. Pour in your flour or your cornstarch and let it cook some more, and then you have it ready. Your dough in the fridge for like 15 minutes thereabout. You bring it out and you are ready to start working with your dough. We are ready to start creating the pie. And yeah, I just cut them into smaller bits so I can be able to work on them. And yeah, you want to just, guys, cut it into smaller pieces so you can be able to work with it. If you can work with big pieces, why not? And this is just me working on my surface, which is my chopping board. Actually, I kind of moved later to just work on my kitchen surface area, but I started with the chopping board, but you know, anyone you could make use of. And I go in using my plate because I don't have a meat cutter as at that time. Anyways, I didn't have a meat pie cutter, so I went in using my plate. So you guys, even if you don't have a meat pie cutter, you can actually use this. But this was the first mistake I made. Guys, see how I put in a whole lot of meat pie? I was trying to be greedy, but you see that it did not come together. It did not come together because I wasn't supposed to add a lot of meat filling into the pie. It didn't come together, and yeah, this ended up being trash and I couldn't use it. And I was like, okay, first one, you know, I've learned my mistake, let's work again with the second pie. And yeah, I am you know, rolling out again the pie. You want to make sure you roll out the pie to be as thin as you like it, but yeah, you want to roll the pie very well, and taking your plate and cutting it just as I doing it. Guys, don't worry, there are many videos you will see. And I go in this time around to just put like 1.5 spoons of the meat sausage, and here we have it, meat pie, you know, looking all good, and it came together at this moment. So by this time I was like, oh, you know, I know the trick. So 1.5 spoons, guys, you need little of that of the meat filling. Don't be greedy. If you are greedy, the pie won't come together. So I went ahead to keep doing more, and this was me trying to do a bigger pie, so I took a bigger plate to get it. So, you know, depending on the sizes you want, you use the plates in your house to do the measurements, or anything round that can give you a round shape, you can use that to get your meat pie shape. And this is what we have. And yeah, just watch me as I keep on rolling out more pie. And like I said, I moved to my kitchen surface, which was already cleaned, and because I just needed to get as many pie out of one rolling. So for instance, this I got 2. In subsequent one, I was able to get 3. There were some I got 4, and yeah, it was just so that the work, you know, is fast. Meat pie, it's not easy something. It's not easy something, guys. Let me tell you the truth. Will I ever do meat pie again in my house? No way. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I'm just going to go and buy meat pie whenever I want to eat it. But you know, if you have kids and what's not, it's not me. Meat pie is not for me. Anyways, after doing the pie, this is what we have. I took it into the oven and baked for a little bit of time, and this is what the meat pie is looking like. This was one that actually kind of broke while I was trying to pick it up, because I was not patient enough to wait for it to cool before I picked it up. But this is what we have. Look at how the meat is looking. So flamorous. If you know that word, flamorous, it's looking beautiful. Let me just put it that way. It's looking so nice in it, and its taste was amazing. Will I ever try meat pie again? This recipe did turn out well, but will I ever try meat pie again? Actually, no. The time it takes, guys, I don't have that energy. If I want to eat meat pie, I will go and buy it. It's a lot. So parents that do this, kudos to you guys. Anyways, that's the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. If you love this video, please remember to share it with loved ones. And that's it from me. Remember, stay blessed. Bye.